Live coverage continues here on CBS Sports HQ. Back out to San Francisco, Texas Tech head coach Grant McCasland at the podium.
Just 24 hours to get to play. I'm curious what you feel like he embodies in terms of the players you like to bring into this program.
I told the guys we do a free shoot the night before we play on the road. If we get in early enough and it's an evening game and it's open, they can do whatever they want. And Chance goes to the block and does form shooting on both ends, and then he goes to the free throw line, and then he shoots threes at each spot, and he does it on both ends. Then he goes back to the free throw line and finishes till the end of the clock. And he is diligent and he's focused. And to me, I did not think he was going to really play. I went into the game thinking he would play maybe a couple of minutes if we had him but he warmed up, and the whole staff was like, let's put him in there early and see how he does. And man, it's almost miraculous what he was trying to do, really. And we didn't win the game, so it doesn't have the same thrill for everybody to write stories, but to me, in my heart, it doesn't change anything. What he was willing to sacrifice for the guys to put himself in position, I don't think anybody really understands it. And in my heart and in our guys' hearts, they know that he loved them that much that he was willing to do whatever. There's not many times you get to see guys do that, and he did. And that's how he lived his life, and that's how he approached the whole season, and that's how he was every day. It's not today. It's how he was every day, and that's why we got the opportunity to be in the Elite Eight, and it really does hurt that we couldn't win it and give him another opportunity to compete.
Kyle Bonneger with ESPN. Clayton obviously hit some big shots down the stretch. What about him is just hard to match up against? And then he also has that ability to get to the line as well. Yeah, that was the part that honestly I was disappointed in, was just that he got to the free throw line so much. And he's a hard cover. He just is so difficult. He can hurt you in so many different ways. He's dynamic at shooting, but he's crafty in his change of pace, and they do such a good job of moving the ball. And we decided we were going to live with those forwards making threes, and that's what made it difficult when you're keying on him, and then he's starting to get fouled, and then other guys need to step up, and they did. I did think we got fatigued late, like that last 5 minutes. We didn't quite keep two on him. We lost him twice, but his motor's real, and his ability to get a shot off is and that's a great Florida team. And I do want to give them a ton of credit, because they had a good plan for the last 5 minutes, and I didn't do a good enough job of keeping the ball out of Clayton's hands, and I didn't do a good enough job of getting our guys in the right position offensively so that we could finish the game and win it.
Hey, Coach, Jared Johnson inside the Red Raiders. There was a big difference in terms of the free throw line attempts. They attempted almost twice as many, but then they also made at 92%, while y'all were 53, 54%. For such a good free throw shooting team for the year, it seems like that's cropped up in some tough times, some bad free throw shooting. I just wonder why you think that happened tonight. Was it fatigue or what went on?
We have been a great free throw shooting team all year long. And unfortunately, I just think JT got in a rut. And, he's the one that missed 5 of them. And other than that, Darian Williams, I know they were trying to intentionally foul at the end, and we recognized it. That's where I didn't do a good enough job, but they weren't trying to intentionally foul Darian Williams. That was a mistake. And then he just went up there and missed the front end of the 1-and-1. And, in these moments, that's not what got us beat. And I'm not just saying that as coach speak. I just feel like we pushed the tempo a little too quick late in the game and rushed some things that I felt like if we had a little more composure, and then if we would have been able to defensive rebound and limit the threes from Clayton, then I think that would have been the difference in the game for me. And so, obviously, who doesn't want to make free throws? Everybody does. Nobody steps up there and misses intentionally, especially in those moments. And I know everybody likes to, but I think there's more effort things involved in this game that we could have done better, and I could have done a better job coaching us down the stretch to put us in better positions.
Scott Howard Cooper from Hoops HQ. When Florida starts getting on that run where they're hitting the string of threes that you mentioned with Clayton in particular, what does that do to a defense How does that change what you want to do, and also emotionally, how does it change?
I thought number 10, Thomas's threes were the ones that really hurt us, but those were the ones that we were willing to give up because of the putting 2 on the ball and the rotation. And we actually got a great contest and did make Clayton miss. We just couldn't rebound it. That, to me, that's the difference. I mean, we did end up with 14 offensive rebounds, but the offensive rebounds on the miss, those are the ones that you can't give up.
Nathan Geese, Lubbock Avalanche Journal. I know you hate when I ask you broad stroke questions, but when you took over, you said you feel like you can win a title here, and you got so close to coming into this point. What have you learned throughout this whole process of the 2 years to get to this point that you're going to take with you the most moving forward as coach here?
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's the character of your guys and their will to win and their heart and love for each other. And I thought it was on full display with Darian Williams playing through injury and Chance McMillan playing through injury, and then the guys that we added to the roster. You know, I told him in the locker room, like Kerwin Walton was just always ready. And I don't even know if we play in this game because of how great he was in that UNC Wilmington game. We're here. So, I mean, you just never know who it's going to be. But those guys were so willing to do whatever it takes to win. And I think that's the foundation of what we'll do moving forward, is making sure those guys, and those guys we added, like Elijah Hawkins, how awesome was he? You know, I mean, he has a triple-double almost in the NCAA tournament, and he was unbelievable on Clayton. I mean, Clayton didn't make a 3, I think, for a majority of the game till we got toward the end, and it was a big part of it was Elijah, but he did draw some fouls on Elijah. But I thought his competitiveness changed the complexion of their offense and really made them, you know, less dynamic. But them getting to the free throw line and getting fouled was really difficult. But man, just the heart of these guys that we've added and the guys that were here, they all really want to win. They don't care about individual performances, and you know, that's the thing I think moving forward we'll keep focusing on.
Last one from the room here.
And then you got a couple seniors moving out. JT and Darren have some pro aspirations that they have to kind of consider. And you kind of mentioned it with the portal and everything shifts. Is it even more important now to focus on, like, each season is its own thing rather than trying to take all of this and moving into the next one, because you just never know?
Yeah, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that this group of guys, I think, did get a taste and did get to see what it means to really love your teammates the way that I think God tells us to give everything we have. And I mean it. Like, how do you give everything you have? How do you lay down your life? How do you sacrifice for other people? How do you love other people in a real way? And I think that's what builds from year to year.
Coach.
And I believe that's the heart of the guys that we have, and that's what will be the most important part of these rosters, is that heart. And we'll be able to do it with the guys that we'll have returning because of it.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet.